Young Thug, you in trouble, boy.
I can tell that you fake by your energy. I know if I let it, you'll probably take me to the devil. That makes you my enemy. I'm trying to improve on the inner me.
Young Thug, Young Thug. What's interesting about the Young Thug case is, I think what people don't realize, or I think we all realizing, is that we're witnessing the death of an idea. And the idea that we're seeing the death of is street code. We're seeing firsthand the unraveling of the street code. Everybody say, oh, no snitching. Oh, standing on business. All of this shit that people talking, and we are literally watching before our eyes. People copping pleas, people trying to save themselves. All the stuff that's been going on in the world. But for some reason, people tend to act like this doesn't exist in the rap world. What you seeing, ladies and gentlemen, this shit ain't nothing new. To watch what they gonna do with Young Thug, I think is interesting because we seeing the real story. I mean, everybody talk the street shit. All these people he got coming to court, bro. All that street shit that niggas are saying in their records, you don't see that on that courtroom. Not at all. And I'm not even talking about Young Thug. I'm talking about everybody else in the crew. Everybody else in the gang. Everybody else in the squad. Everybody else on the label. Whatever you want to call it. All these niggas is not acting the way they acting in the records. And my message ain't even to the people. My message is to the rappers. And I ain't talking about the rappers on the stand. I'm talking about all of us. From me to everybody else that make music. Understand the game that we playing. Because the people who consume music, they not living that street life. 9 out of 10 of them ain't. This is all entertainment. They just want to be entertained. And ain't nothing like new entertainment. Ain't nothing like a person that's willing to go above and beyond to prove that they real. Because when you think that you proving you real, to them, all they see is just better entertainment. So when you decide you want to go and you getting pulled over, you in a speed chase and you want to put that on Instagram live to the fan, just better entertainment. No different than watching a lion in a cage at the zoo. They don't care because they're not the one that got to deal with the consequences. You is. So you got to remember something when you're making these records. How far are you willing to go? Because at some point, if you go too far, it starts to become counterproductive. The whole point was to get the bag, get out the hood, get into a better situation if you're not in the hood. Put your family and your friends in position. Incriminating yourself with every song and every social media post doesn't do that. The only thing that successfully does is establish your reputation amongst the fans. And I say the fans because the streets don't care anyway. They gonna test you regardless. So if you say you real Piru Fruit Town, you gonna be tested. If you real Crip, if you really about that, if you real neighborhood Crip, you're gonna be tested. The streets never care about what you claim, and they never will. Because the streets is always gonna test you. See, the fan is who you doing that for. But when it's all said and done, the fan in high school, the fan in middle school, the fan in college, they gonna move on with their life. So you gotta remember that shit when you're making these records. You gotta remember that when you're building your persona. Don't crash out too much. Because them fans ain't gonna help you. At all. At all. At all. At all. And I learned that early. You know, that white kid in the suburbs is not gonna help you, bro. They barely know who they are. The fans barely know who they are. When you making the type of music that you make, if you making street shit music, if you making gang music, if you making music for the block, if you making drill music, you got to think about the mindset of the people who listen to that. People who trying to find themselves in this world still. They most likely hella young, right? Not trying to disrespect, but I was once one of those people till I elevated. And I ain't expecting everybody to elevate. But again, that's why this message is for the rappers. It's not for the fans. It's for the rappers. Because we the ones that control that. We the ones that, we set the trends. We tell y'all niggas what to like. We create the game. We create the persona. So, because we the ones that control a lot of these key factors, it's up to us to not trick ourselves off our own fucking position. Because the fans' job is just to be entertained. That's it. That's it. I done talked to some of these fans, bro. I done walked with some of these fans. I done chilled with some of these fans. I know how they think. From the black to the white. I done chilled around the white fan who listened to, like, let's say Lil Durk. I fuck with Lil Durk too. He got some good shit. He got some shit. He got some heat rock. But I fuck with Lil Durk. But I listen to the white fan that fucks with Lil Durk. I listen to the white fan who listens to Gunna, who listens to NBA Youngboy. I've talked to these people before. And you know what they all got in common? From what I've seen, they have no real clue what's going on in them streets. They only know it from y'all. They only know it from what we talk about on a record. They would never know. They would never know. They would never know. They are totally 1,000% removed from the hood. They have no fucking clue what y'all doing. And the only reason they even care is because we doing it on a fire ass beat. And that's really the truth. When them same fans get older, they gonna have families. They gonna have 401ks. You know what I'm saying? They gonna have kids. They're not gonna be listening to that shit. I think most of those fans, when they get older, the closest they gonna get to street music when they get older, they gonna blaze them up a blunt. That's about it. They gonna roll them up some Za, and that's about it. They gonna roll them up some Za. And remember when we used to go to the NBA Youngboy concert? Yeah. Oh. Yeah. And we had fun that night. That's about as close as they gonna get. When they lighten up one on the balcony while the kids sleep. And they can reminisce on their childhood. But that's all it's gonna be. Reminiscing on childhood. Meanwhile, the nigga that made the music that made them reminisce, whatever song that they was listening to, whatever rapper that was their favorite back then, most likely mismanagement of money, and now you dealing with doing things to get your money up to the lifestyle that you was accustomed to living. And it's like, damn, you know, we gotta be better. We gotta be better. It's not about the fans. This message is for the rappers. This message is for all artists. We gotta be better. We gotta be better. We gotta learn this financial game so that we don't be on a constant hamster wheel of misspending our money. We gotta know how to vet our circle better. We gotta learn how to vet our circle better, so that we don't keep putting people around us when we make it to the top that puts us in a position to lose. We got to deal with our trauma too, because we coming from nothing. We coming from situations that a lot of people can't understand, and then when we finally become what it is that we want to become, we don't get to enjoy it because we got so much deep-seated trauma in our hearts that we wind up giving that money right back to the government in the form of working in a prison, because we done got mad and niggas stepped on our shoe and we got a reputation to protect. So we crash out. We got to do better. My thing with the Young Thug case is I don't think that he thought that he was gonna be in that situation based off of his lyrics. I don't think that he thought that maybe they cared about him that much. Maybe he thought, you know, I'm a rapper like everybody else. Why target me versus anybody else? Maybe he thought, you know, I'm pretty sure he didn't see himself in this position. Maybe he would have did some things different. A lot of us would, you know. But it is an eye-opening situation because you get to see all, not even so much Young Thug, because to be honest with you, Young Thug's holding his shit down like a true champ from what I'm seeing, just from looking at it. I think we all can see Young Thug as being solid in that motherfucking courtroom. But what I think is funny is it's really not even about Young Thug. That's not even the case. That's not even the whole news. It's not even what we're tuning into the Young Thug situation for. I don't think any of us are. Because at this point, Young Thug's holding that shit down so well, I don't really think nobody is really watching this shit for Young Thug. I think we're watching it for everybody around him. Because that's where the entertainment value really comes in. It's the shit that everybody else is doing. The people flaking. The people snitching. The people chucking and jiving. It's like, bruh, I think it's that is making the case so damn interesting. Because it's like you get to see in its entirety all these people that's claiming that shit, claiming they sets and claiming what they willing to do. But when it comes down to their freedom, you get to see that they're not going to hold up to those words at all. And when you see something like that, it really opens your eyes to the believability of rap music and where it's at. I mean, we always thought, if you was in the streets, you knew this shit was fake. You knew it was fake. But for the people who, I want to say the white person, the average white kid, now they get to see how fake this shit is. If they didn't know it already, right? But if you didn't know it, you definitely get to see it now. Because it's clear niggas would do whatever for their freedom. This is Real Talk Tony. And I pray you never get in a position like this.
I can tell that you fake by your energy. I know if I let it, you'll probably take me to the devil. That makes you my enemy. I'm trying to improve on the inner me.